Hey guys, let me start off by saying I am sorry. It's been a month since I've uploaded. Not my intention, things happen. But anyways, I did not want this to be my first video back. However, it is. I've been working on this trailer. I've been compiling footage and ideas and stuff for it. I actually wanted it to be up today, but instead, this is. And that's because I don't want to sound like I'm beating a dead horse. That's the tough part about this video. I really don't. And I think no matter what I say or do in this video, I'm going to get those people that, think I'm beating a dead horse. And maybe in their minds, they're right. But, however, I never do anything like this. I mean, you can look at every video on this channel. None of them will consist of things that this video will consist of. I never jump on any bandwagons. Matter of fact, I am so anti-bandwagon you would not believe it. Any big trend or drama that's going on, I tend to stay out of it. I'm good at that. I pride myself on that. You can ask people that know me and talk to me in this community. I stay out of this crap. However, the Marina Joyce thing, I'm automatically going to rule out the kidnapping thing because you guys have heard every which way till Sunday. But you guys have heard every possible scenario of who kidnapped her, why they kidnapped her, what they wanted to do. For all we know, it was ISIS, right? Just like the crocodile that ate the kid in Florida. Apparently that crocodile is associated with ISIS. You don't believe me? I'll freaking put the meme in here. Anyways, that's how crazy things get. So I'm just throwing that out the window. She's not been kidnapped. She's reaching out and all that stuff. She has not been kidnapped. However, by looking at this and the pictures I put in here, post-edit, you will see that something is obviously wrong. If you have a set of eyes and you have not lived under a rock in the last, I'd say week, maybe a little less, you can see and hear that something is wrong. Anyone could. However, people immediately jumped on the kidnapping thing, and I can see why. I get it. But we're throwing that out the window here in this video. I'm going based off the assumptions that people are making, and that she's either on drugs, has a mental illness, or, there's some, I don't know, publicity stunt involved with this whole thing. And the only reason, I want to make this clear before I go further into this, the only reason I'm doing this is because my opinion on this matter hits close to home for me. Not, right on top of home plate, but in my ballpark. This is some of the things I grew up with, some of the things I lived with for a long time in my life. So that's all this is, and I want you guys to be sure that you know that before you go any further in this video. So, going based off that she either has a mental illness or she's on drugs, or the publicity stunt thing. I'm going to save you a lot of time, and I'm going to throw the publicity stunt thing out the window now. I don't believe it's a publicity stunt, and on the very off chance that I am wrong, if I am, she is by far the best actress I've ever seen in my life. Best, hands down. So I'm throwing that out the window, just like the kidnapping thing. I don't believe it's true. However, the whole mental illness thing or the drug addiction thing, I believe they hold some water. And that is because what I have seen in my life and what I've grown up around and, just seeing friends and stuff that way. She, and you can look at the pictures on the screen. You can look at what's here right now. This is the video that everyone kind of lost their shit over. I'm just going to skim through the video for you, and you can see when she's shooting in this dress, she looks one way. And then it jumps to this one, and I know, and I'm not talking about clothes or makeup in this video. That is not my point at all. I'm not saying, wow, she takes her makeup off and looks like that. Even though it is a drastic change, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about her body language and just basically her personality.
I'm about to show you.
Let's hit play. Watch when she spins. Look at that. It was Blasphemous HD, and I'm sure you guys know him, but I'll even put a link to his video that I'm talking about in the description, where he says, at this particular scene, when she turns around, what did she see? The Grudge? I mean, you know, what was behind her? It's night and day difference. It's almost sporadic, if you will. It's kind of off the wall. And I'm going to try my best to avoid the term normal in this video. And that's because no one really knows what normal is, or do my best to. So, let's just assume it's a mental illness. I've watched several videos by different YouTubers. One of them actually being employed by a psychiatric hospital working with schizophrenic patients. And they actually shed a lot of light on this subject. I can see how she can be suffering from something like schizophrenia. I mean, I cannot stress this enough. Look at this girl's face. Something is wrong. These smiles are staged. You can see the pain in her eyes. Growing up, I saw stuff like this all the time. And like I said, I'm not accusing her of being on drugs. I'm not saying that there's something drastically wrong where she's just a broken, useless person. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just giving my opinion and trying to shed some light on it, you know, in my own way. But you can tell that something is wrong. I saw stuff like this all the time. Matter of fact, more times than not, when I saw this kind of stuff growing up, the person had a serious drug problem. Looking at her, it would not be hard to assume that she has a drug problem. Her expressions, the way she acts, it definitely all points toward either a drug problem or a mental illness. And by mental illness, I don't mean she's depressed and needs to take a Prozac, like half of America, if not more. I mean, she seriously needs help. And the only way I guess I can maybe kind of wrap this up, or, I don't know, draw it to a conclusion, however you want to word it, is that, yeah, everything that happened, even though there was like more conspiracy theories on this Marina Joyce thing than there was with, I don't know, President Kennedy dying. I mean, that's how many people were like, well, look at this. She's kidnapped. Well, look at that finger. Well, look at those bruises. People get bruises. Just because she has a bruise on her arm and her back does not mean she was abused. I'm not ruling that out of the question, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's what happened. People get bruises. It happens. It's life. So, I guess if I want to draw one last point to this is what happens when real life comes to YouTube, comes to the internet, however you want to word that. This is real life. She either has a substance problem or a mental illness. And guess what? That's life. And even though every single person on YouTube just about pried into her personal life and did what they could to make sure she was okay, do that to people that are involved in your everyday life. Because everyone's got something they need help with. Everyone is a little broken. I mean, this isn't like, it's not like Marina Joyce is the only one that continues to go about her day-to-day life when she clearly looks like she's not capable of doing so. The only thing, just on a side note, the only thing I can see of why she continues to do these videos, if she seriously, like, either she doesn't know something's wrong, which I find very, very unlikely. I believe that she and her family know something is wrong. And they try to give her a daily dose of normality. She hadn't always been like this. Go back 6 or 7 months ago. She's a normal, confident... I use the word normal. Shit. She's herself 6 or 7 months ago. You know what? Screw it. She's normal 6 or 7 months ago. I know I used the word normal, but it had to be done. You know, and then when you fast forward to here, she's like a shell of a person. Broken, beaten, battered, scarred, fragile, however you want to, whatever term you want to put there. You know, she's not the same. She's so far different, actually, that it caused the entire internet to raise concern to her. It's a great thing that everyone came to her aid. But if you look at her videos from 7 months ago to now, it is a night and day difference. That's what I believe it is. I think it's a mental illness. And it is a more serious one, such as schizophrenia. And I'm not saying depression or anxiety or PTSD or things like that are not serious, but I'm saying she's like, it's life-changing. I mean, and all the other ones are too, but this is, you can tell by looking at her, spending a minute with her, that her life is different. You know, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If you guys can take anything away from this, take exactly what I said, is that, you know, everyone has some kind of secret behind closed doors. Everyone's got skeletons in their closet. Everyone needs help with something, and they go about their, not everyone goes about their day-to-day life, but the people that do go about their day-to-day life and give them that daily dose, give themselves that daily dose of normality, you know, doesn't mean they're okay either. So instead of assuming she's been kidnapped or anything like that, try and look at it in this light and see if that may make sense to you. I'm telling you, I'm voicing my opinion on this from not personal experience, but, well, I guess you could call it personal experience, from things that have happened around me in my life. You know, it's not that they've happened to me, but I've seen them. So if you can, look at it in that light. But at the end of the day, no matter what I say or anyone else, it's always up for you guys to decide, because you're going to think what you're going to think. So in the comment section, let me know. Do you think she's kidnapped still? Maybe. I don't know. You think she's on drugs? I hope not. And if she is, I do hope she gets help. Everyone needs that when they're in a situation like that. Or do you think it's a mental illness or just some wild publicity stunt? I don't know, guys. Sorry for talking your ear off. Sorry for this being my first video back. Like I said, I normally don't do stuff like this. And you, if at all, it'll be a long time before you see something like this again from me. But anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll catch you next time.